says, how do you say bang in Portuguese? It don't matter! Bang! For a preseason game, they flew up from Brazil, lost by 64, and got to make TikToks with Caitlyn Clark after the game. Where do I sign up? Bang! Not sure why they played the game in Iowa, because Caitlyn Clark, she was still shooting the shot from South America, baby! Bang!
Me or me?
As you see it.
I feel like I'm the best player in the country.
Okay, who's the second best player in the country?
Either Caitlyn.
Angel Reese just saw Brazil roll out the red carpet for Caitlyn Clark like she's Beyonce and the Pope combined. And let's just say sis is not clapping. From samba parades to royal treatment, Caitlyn's living her best international superstar life while Angel is somewhere in Wi-Fi range scrawling. But what really set Angel off? It's juicier than a tropical smoothie. Buckle up, because this isn't just basketball. It's global drama with glitter.
No, this is the locals' favorite. They always want 2 scoops, not 1 scoop. Butter pecan! Bang! Oh yeah, she's like that!
The moment Caitlyn Clark landed back on the court after 6 months of absolutely no basketball activity, the earth tilted a little. Planets realigned. Basketballs all over the world spun a little faster. And in Brazil? Brazil practically started preparing her throne. Fans lined up like it was a Beyonce concert, only this time Queen Bee had a basketball in the kind of range that breaks physics. Caitlyn Clark hadn't touched a basketball competitively in half a year, and yet here she was, dropping dimes, draining logo threes, and making 15,000 fans rise to their feet like she just cured world hunger.
Welcome to the Ben Daniel Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today, boy. Oh boy, did that feel good. Did that feel good from Caitlyn Clark opening up the game, pull-up 3, bang.
And mind you, this was a preseason game, pre-E-season, as in the we don't care yet part of the year. But guess what? Apparently, the world does care when Caitlyn Clark is involved. 1.3 million people tuned in to watch her stretch and shoot around. That's not basketball. That's televised royalty. Meanwhile, Brazil. Yes, Brazil, the land of samba, soccer, and sun, rolled out the red carpet, the gold confetti, and maybe even considered renaming Carnival to Clark Nival.
Boy, oh boy, did that feel good. Did that feel good from Caitlyn Clark opening up the game, pull-up 3, bang, to the logo 3 to close the third quarter, walking off to a standing ovation. Caitlyn Clark pulling up from 36 feet out. From start to finish, there was never a doubt in our mind. There was never a time where we even thought to ourselves, is this game going to be close? Indiana comes out, 8-0 run, close out the first quarter, close out the second quarter, close out the third quarter, sit our starters in the fourth quarter, and by the time it's all said and done, the Indiana Fever score more than double the Brazilian national.
Fans were practically begging for selfies, their enthusiasm palpable in every outstretched arm, hoping for a glimpse of their hero. Jerseys were flying off the shelves faster than a fresh batch of pão de queijo at a Brazilian Sunday BBQ. The air was electric with excitement, as Brazilian girls were screaming like they just discovered Caitlyn had dropped a surprise pop album. It was chaos, but the good kind. The kind that made the entire arena feel like one big, joyous celebration of fandom, where every second was a flash of bright lights and ecstatic energy.
The team were lining up to get autographs. She signed their jerseys. They were getting them to sign. They were getting her to sign their jerseys. She was signing the players' jerseys. This is like Dream Team. This is literally like Dream Team stuff. We haven't seen this since the damn Dream Team. She is literally signing the jerseys of teams she played against. She is signing their jerseys. They're that much in awe of her. And still, they were there. They were there. They were knocking her on her ass a couple of times. They were being physical. They were denying her. They didn't try to stop during the game. They just did not have it. They're so excited. They're taking pictures with her after the game. They're taking pictures. They're taking pictures with her like... It is...
And when their coach walked into the arena, even he, seasoned, stoic, and not easily impressed, paused mid-warm-up. He didn't bark instructions or shout plays. Instead, he muttered a word, soft but reverent, like it belonged in Buckingham Palace. Majesty, he said. Or maybe it was queen, perhaps even legend. Whatever it was, it sure as hell wasn't rookie. The air shifted, the team fell silent, and for a moment, it felt like the hardwood had turned into a throne room. This wasn't just admiration, it was coronation. She didn't walk onto the court, she ascended, and everyone knew something historic was unfolding.
How are you? Good, how are you?
You're an amazing player. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You're changing the history in basketball.
I appreciate it. Thanks for coming here.
Now contrast that with a little something we like to call Bayou Baby Syndrome. Yes, over in the corner where the cameras aren't pointed, Angel Reese is allegedly still pouting about how the spotlight is somehow malfunctioning and refusing to follow her. Poor thing. She had her own game against the same Brazil team not too long ago. Did Brazil bring roses, confetti, or a choir for her? Nope, they brought silence, deafening silence. You could hear the air conditioning hum in that LSU arena. You could hear a mosquito cough. You could hear the echo of missed layups bouncing off empty bleachers. There were no mobs of fans stampeding for her autograph. No little girls crying tears of joy. No Brazilian coach walking over to say, "Bom dia, Your Highness." Honestly, we're not sure anyone even realized she showed up. Brazil treated her the way people treat parking tickets. Annoying, unnecessary, and better left unread.
Wait a minute. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I thought Angel Reese was responsible for elevating the WNBA dump. I thought Angel Reese was responsible for taking the dump and turning it into an unmonetizable turd. Now, to her credit, it is a nicely polished turd. It almost looks appealing. Almost. Of course.
And yet, somehow, Angel Reese has managed to convince herself that she's the undisputed face of the league. Yes, the same Angel Reese who struggled to land a simple layup and now thinks she's deserving of a contract fit for royalty. It's almost impressive, really, how someone with such an inflated sense of self can make headlines for all the wrong reasons. Like her press conference tantrums, raising eyebrows, ruffling feathers, and talking about equal pay as if she's actually earned it. Last time I checked, equal pay wasn't some social media buzzword. It's earned through on-court performance, not dramatic TikTok videos. The reality is, Reese has been more successful in creating headlines for herself than, actually generating results that match the level of attention she's demanding. Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark has been out here doing the actual work. No entourage, no camera crews, no staged outfit reveals. Just a ball, a court. And suddenly, she's become global prime time. Imagine that. No need for distractions when your talent speaks for itself. So while Angel Reese keeps making noise, maybe she should take a page from Clark's book and let her game do the talking.
Year after, they gonna get more. They probably gonna be making more than us. No, they are. I'm hurt. They are. Yeah. I've been in the meetings. They are. I need to get in the. I need to get in the field. You need to come to the meetings. I gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing they don't give us. If y'all don't give us what we want, we sitting out.
But Angel? Oh no. Angel needs to remind us every single day that she's the reason the WNBA even has a season. Girl, the only reason people remember your name is because they're still sitting there trying to figure out how to spell it correctly in the search bars. Let's be real here. If anyone's an angel, it's not you. It's the person who has to suffer through every single post-game interview where you make sure to mention how you're the lifeblood of the league. Look, we get it. You've got a few moments of brilliance. But sweetheart, that's not enough to justify making this the Angel Show. And now you want more money? You want to threaten to walk out if you don't get your way? Babe, listen to me. If you walked out of the WNBA, the league wouldn't even flinch. It'd be like a minor inconvenience, like someone sneezing during a free throw. The league might not even blink. In fact, they might even gain a few viewers, simply out of curiosity. Wait, Angel's gone? Cool, let's see what happens now. The WNBA doesn't need your daily drama and self-promotion to stay afloat. It's not like the league was built around you. Sorry to break it to you, but the world keeps spinning even if you decide to take your exit.
And Caitlyn Clark is still the only player that's drawing ratings. All right? She's still drawing roughly 3 times to 3.5 times the amount of ratings of any other player in the WNBA, including Angel Reese. But it doesn't keep them from going out there and running their mouth. Now, the problem with that for them, it doesn't keep them from getting destroyed for running their mouth. All right? Because here we are. Angel Reese says WNBA players need more money. Oh, boy. Again, 26-year league, never turned a profit 1 year.
Let's talk numbers, shall we? Caitlyn Clark steps onto the court and bam, 15,000 people pack into an arena that normally seats half that on a good day. She's pulling in crowds like a pop star on tour. Angel Reese, meanwhile, is playing in Baton Rouge, and let's just say you could hear the sound of her complaints echoing across the empty seats louder than any cheers. This is a player who gets benched for missing open shots and then turns around and expects endorsement deals like she's LeBron James with lashes. The entitlement here? Off the charts. It's like showing up to your job, totally botching it, getting zero applause, and then marching straight into HR demanding a raise because someone else is doing great. That, my friends, is the Angel Reese playbook in a nutshell. And let's be clear, it's not just bad basketball, it's bad branding. She's not out there building a legacy, she's building a LinkedIn profile with absolutely no endorsements. The difference in approach couldn't be clearer. Caitlyn Clark is earning respect and attention on the court. Angel Reese, on the other hand, is chasing it with nothing to show for it except complaints and expectations that don't match reality.
Angel Reese looked pretty good, but we're going to get into that momentarily. On the negative side, Angel Reese fans, LSU fans, all of you who tell us, oh my God, what a big superstar.
Now, Caitlyn Clark, she's not even asking for more money. She's just out here earning it through fans, through TV deals, through every "did you see that shot" replay that loops through the sports world like a Vine clip on steroids. The WNBA isn't betting on her, they're depending on her. Let's be honest, if the WNBA were a car, Caitlyn is the engine, the gas, and the GPS. Angel Reese is the fuzzy dice, distracting, pointless, and hanging on for dear life. And the best part, Caitlyn's impact was so deep, so widespread, it was like she teleported her talent through ESPN directly into the Brazilian bloodstream. And still, that country bowed. That's power, that's influence. That's what happens when talent speaks louder than tantrums. Meanwhile, Angel is back home rehearsing her next Instagram reel, trying to convince the world she's the reason women's basketball is finally getting attention. Sweetie, if you were the reason, then women's basketball would have been in trouble. The only attention she's pulling is from confused fans wondering how someone can talk so much and produce so little.
Let that sink in. Over 1 million viewers for a preseason game in the WNBA. Before Caitlyn Clark, this dump hadn't drawn 1 million viewers since 2008. We used to have to combine monthly ratings for WNBA nationally televised games just to reach 1 million viewers. I remember a few years ago, ESPN went 5, maybe even 6 consecutive weeks during the regular season without broadcasting a WNBA game. Now they are begging to broadcast pretend basketball. Obviously, ESPN doesn't want the Phoenix Masculines versus the LA Sparkles, but any game involving Caitlyn Clark, even if it's a scrimmage against a local YMCA team like the Atlanta Dreamers, ESPN, they want to broadcast it.
Brazil, a whole sovereign nation with a passion for perfection, didn't even flinch when she played. They didn't care. Not one chant, not one selfie, not one tweet. It's like she dropped into the void. And she has the audacity to feel disrespected? It's not disrespect, it's indifference, which, sorry to say, is so much worse. At least disrespect means someone acknowledged your existence. And here's a bonus gem. Caitlyn's practice drills are trend. That's right, drills. She's running simple sets, and fans are sharing them like they're leaked concert footage. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's full highlight reel is shorter than a TikTok comment thread. But sure, let's pretend this is about fairness. Let's pretend it's about opportunity. Let's pretend that walking out of a franchise while underperforming is somehow a power move. Here's a thought. Instead of storming out or complaining about pay, maybe show up to the gym and, I don't know, learn how to finish at the rim without triggering a physics malfunction. Maybe try shooting better than your Twitter clapbacks. Maybe stop blaming the world for recognizing greatness when it's clearly in another zip code.
I don't want to hear ever again anyone ever tell me that there's anyone that's like Caitlyn Clark in the WNBA. I don't ever want to hear it again. Nobody. There is nobody like her. I'm not glazing her. I'm telling the truth.
Angel Reese is still out here sending out emotional press clippings about being overlooked, like some modern-day Cinderella who missed both the glass slipper and the invite to the ball. Girl, newsflash. Nobody stole your spotlight. You just never turned it on in the first place. The media isn't in some conspiracy to push you aside. The reality is a little more brutal. The global crowd is cheering for someone who actually gives them a reason to care. They're not just looking for a headline. They're looking for someone who shows up when it matters. And here's the thing, it's not the world that's against you. It's that the fans have taste. They know the difference between someone who's all hype and someone who actually delivers on the big stage. Let's stop pretending this is some unfair plot. The numbers don't lie, the crowd doesn't lie, and the silence around your presence, that's the loudest thing of all.
Love, you spoke on that. You respect the hell out of
Nah,
Caitlyn.
hell yeah, I respect them. Yeah, for sure. Me and Caitlyn been playing against each other since high school. We been going at it, so it's no hard blood between me and her.
The Caitlyn Clark effect isn't just lighting up arenas, it's writing the whole WNBA script. The league is actually starting to feel alive again, not because of overhyped declarations, but because of undeniable brilliance. Meanwhile, Angel Reese can keep walking out, stomping her feet and threatening to quit all she wants. She could walk into a boardroom and demand her name on the logo. The truth is, if she vanished tomorrow, the only people who'd notice are her PR manager and maybe her hairstylist. Because when it comes to actual basketball, and not the TikTokified version of it, Caitlyn Clark is the lighthouse in the storm, and Angel is just the wind complaining it's not being seen.